Once upon a time, on the island of Nathakana, a strange creature lay dying in the long grass near the beach. It had the shape of a man, with yellowish-brown fur covering its mightily muscled bulk. Its face was that of a dog-like creature long extinct. As the morning's first rays peeked over the horizon and found their way to the creature's eyes, the creature frowned and grumbled in half-hearted anger. One eyelid cracked itself painfully open, widened slowly into a slit of black fire. Half in curiosity, half in apathy, the eyelid opened some more. Kelkor of Lemuria looked up and down the beach without moving his head or opening his other eye. After assuring himself that yes, he was, in fact, on a beach, his brow furrowed in baffled frustration. "Where the fuck am I?" he mumbled. A shaft of lightning lanced through his brain, jolting his stomach up into his throat and spilling its contents all over the dandelions in front of his twitching snout. He groaned. He looked out at the waves crashing along the shore, their thunder echoing in his ears no matter how far back he laid them. The world spun sickeningly around him. "Oh, that's right," he whispered. "Hell." He closed his eye, put his face back down into the grass, and concentrated on being still. "I'm in hell." At about noon, another figure stood on the beach beside the motionless Lemurian, carefully nursing a beer. Looking down on the body, he brushed a wayward strand of blonde hair out of his bloodshot eyes and kicked his friend in the ribs. "Wake the hell up, lightweight," he said cheerfully. Kelkor rolled over slowly and squinted up at him. "Go away." "Come on, Kel, rise and shine." "Make love to a goat." "You're gonna look awful silly with your fingers in a cup of water," the figure warned. "You do it and I'll kill you and everyone you know." "Lighten up, sunshine." "Mind telling me what happened last night?" "Yeah, we all got really trash and you let some lemmings talk you into going to the beach with them. Lucky you passed out when you did, huh?" "Ha ha, funny, funny." "Need some aspirin?" "Please." "Want a beer?" "Why not?" "You'll have to get up and come inside then." "Why?" "'Cause that's where the beer and aspirin are." "Barney?" "Yeah, Kel." "Make love to a goat." "What's that?" "It's a horned herbivorous quadruped." "No, I mean that. What's that?" "This?" "Yeah." "It's a bottle with a message in it." The Lemurian kicked the door to the throne room open and strode in, trying his damnedest not to stumble hungoverly. The Emperor of Nathakana glared up at the interruption, but calmed when he recognized his friend. His eyes, too, were bloodshot. His face, too, was pale. He, too, had a sore head and a less than sunny disposition. "I found something on the beach this morning." "Some driftwood?" "No, a bottle with a message in it." "That was my second guess." "It may interest you." "It may." "You want to hear it?" "No." Kelkor let the bottle drop to the floor, shattering it, stooped and retrieved the paper that appeared, unrolled the message, cleared his throat, and read, "I've been shipwrecked by pirates. I'm on the island of Lost Keys. Please send help." And it's signed... Kelkor stopped abruptly, his eyes widening. "Who?" Azrael asked. "Flynn Rathbone, a swashbuckler I used to know. Haven't seen him in years." "Swashbuckler, eh?" "Yeah, damn good one, too." "Buckle much swash with him?" "Sure, fella could buckle his swash like it was going out of style. Feel like rescuing?" "Got nothing else planned." "Good, I'll tell the others." "Say, do you remember what happened to me last night?" "Yeah, you got really loaded and let some lemmings talk you into going to the beach with them." "Really?" "Yeah, good thing you passed out, huh?" "Ha ha, funny, funny. Make love to a goat." Flynn Rathbone sat cross-legged with his chin on his fist, smoking his last cigarette and sadly watching the waves. He was lean from the time he had spent alone on the island, and depressed. He missed Lemuria, the land of his birth. He missed Spain and the Paso Doble. He missed the Bahamas and Sangata and Thailand. He missed every place he'd ever been that wasn't the Isle of Lost Keys. He missed beer, and in a few seconds he was going to miss cigarettes. The beach was littered with countless shapes and sizes of keys, shining dully in the hot sun. Some were tangled in seaweed. Some were being worn on the backs of crabs in place of seaweed shells. Flynn picked one up absently, looked at it for a moment. It was a rusty, ancient car key with a strange symbol on it. The bandicoot threw it into the whispering waves as they shattered and surged up the beach toward him, took a last drag, and flicked his cigarette butt after it. "This is so not cool," he muttered. A dark shadow fell across him, blotting out the blazing sun. He stiffened, his eyes rolling slowly upward. A brown-skinned man towered over him, naked except for a godpiece of jaguar pelt. His eyes were as black as his shock of tangled hair, and they held a murderous glint as bright as the flint sword in his brown fist. The savage grinned. Flynn smiled back, and with one arm took the man's legs out from under him. He was on his feet instantly, his rapier sliding from his scabbard with a ringing hiss. The savage was up again almost as quickly. His sword flashed in a downward arc. Flynn parried and chopped at the man's head, missed, and tried again. The savage ducked and kicked him in the belly, knocking him backward onto the sand. From where Flynn could see the dozen or so other cannibals charging out of the woods toward them. He gulped. The savage lunged at him, but Flynn, grabbing a handful of old keys in his fist, cast them into his attacker's face. The man screamed and clawed at his eyes, and the swashbuckler didn't waste any time. With a savage thrust, he skewered the man's throat and dashed off down the beach. Howling like a pack of wild dogs at his heels, the cannibals gave chase, but they were only men, and no man living could outrun Flynn Rathbone.